good morning, and Merry Christmas from the farm. Today is December 25th, 2022, and welcome to Thinking Outside the Soil, where we talk about the farmers and ranchers that use hydroponic practices to grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. I am your host, Sean Short. Thank you for being with me on this beautiful Christmas morning. What a great day lies ahead for us all. Today, I am going to talk about Western SARE. SARE is an acronym for Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education, and it is a program in the USDA that aims to advance sustainable agriculture in the Western United States. I first learned about SARE when I was in university in Hawaii. I was a new student that got a job in a biochemistry lab. My boss, Dr. Akko, was a leading authority in sustainable agriculture that developed hydroponic cropping systems for Pacific Island farmers. He was able to do his research thanks to the grants that he got from SARE and other tropical agencies. Western SARE funds research, education, and extension projects that address the needs and concerns of farmers, ranchers, other extension educators, and agricultural professionals that are in those specific areas. The program is funded ultimately from the USDA and administered by the National Institute of Food and Agriculture. The program is active in 17 of the western states in the United States, as well as other regions throughout the United States. The SARE grants that I got to see in college gave farmers the funds to build systems that they normally couldn't afford, and it also helped pay my salary as a research assistant. The Western SARE program aims to promote the adoption of sustainable agriculture practices that are economically viable, they are environmentally sound, and socially responsible. So, particularly, it funds projects in the areas of crop production, animal systems, community and small farms, energy systems, farm and ranch land management, as well as irrigation. Any farmer or rancher that's interested in finding out information, they can speak with their local extension agent, or they can go to SARE.org, which is SARE.org, or you can go to USDA.gov. And if you want to apply for a SARE grant, you're just going to need to follow a few steps. First, you'd want to review any of the program guidelines and eligibility requirements to make sure that your project will just meet any of the criteria that they have for funding. You'll want to look at the different types of grants for their projects. SARE typically offers different types of grants. They offer education and research grants. They offer grants for professionals to develop their backgrounds. They offer grants for graduate students, and they also offer grants for different types of agricultural projects. After you figured out what type of grant might be best for you, you can go ahead and start working on the proposal. So you work through the requests that they have, and then you'll apply for a grant through them. It takes some time after you've applied for a grant, so you'll have to wait for a decision. After you get that decision, you'll be able to start with your project. However, it is important to remember that SARE grants are very competitive, and not all of the proposals that they receive will be funded. So in order to increase your chances of success, it is a good idea to carefully look at the guidelines and eligibility requirements and making sure that you're submitting your proposal in a well-written, clear outline in conjunction with somebody that might have experience doing some of these things before. So, as an example, I recently partnered with a local extension agent in order to submit a well thought out and relevant proposal so that I can study the effects of hydroponic fodder on the quality of our egg laying hens. So I recommend anyone that wants to apply for grants first reach out to one of those subject matter experts or their local extension agent. And if you want to learn a little bit more about how hydroponic fodder helps farmers save water and improve livestock quality and help them become better stewards, you can learn more at thinkingoutsidthesoil.com. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil, where we talked about the Western SARE, and I would love to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Thank you and have a lovely day.